Hey buddy, welcome back to the Gamers Vault, and I'm your host, James. Today I am going to do the Sega Mega Drive, or Sega Genesis mod. What do I mean by that? So just to give you guys a little background, the Sega Mega Drive had its first rendition, and basically it said high definition graphics. It had a volume control in front, which is really weird for a console. And that volume control was for a headphone jack. I'm going to pop a picture up, and you guys take a look for yourself. And that's the kind of console I'm working with today. Why am I doing this? Well, this is more for the United States market than it is for the European market. If you guys in the Euro want to do this, you can. I don't advise it because of one reason. SCART. What is SCART? SCART pretty much is a 21-pin adapter, and it's capable of doing composite, S-video, RGB, and component all on one cable. Fortunately enough, the European market got it, but when they were designing TVs for the Americas, we didn't get it. We didn't get that, so we wasn't getting true high definition with our Sega Mega Drives. We got the standardized radio frequency, screw in the back connection, and that was it. That's pretty much what we got as far as service. Now, we got signal. Was it good enough? Not really. It was kind of really bad. So I kind of felt that the actual wording on the console was a lie. It's not high definition graphics. That's not as true as you get it. But it did have on the American markets, funny enough, the connector. I'm going to probably pop that up too, so you guys can take a look at it. The connector for the SCART cable. Unfortunately, TVs can't connect SCART, so that was just a weird connection that we never knew what it was until I got much older. I'm in my 30s, and then I figured out that's what it used for. Whereas my counterparts or my friends in Retrotech 100 who live in Great Britain, they themselves will probably laugh at me, but like, you didn't know that? Well, that's because we didn't have it here. So today, I'm going to be doing a composite mod. And in case you guys don't know what a composite is, it's red, white, and yellow. Is it better than the radio frequency? Most definitely. You're going to get a cleaner signal from it, and there's no interruptions and failures. I'm not going to open up the Sega Genesis. There are too many videos to show you how that's done, and I don't want to waste any time on it. So I want to do that. But I do have an announcement coming for this channel in a couple of weeks. One, just to put it out there, I'm not quitting YouTube. Two, I'm not taking a break from YouTube. Three, it's more of my personal life, and I want to let you guys in on a little bit of that as well, and see if you guys can help me out. And you'll see. I'm not going to get too much into it. If you guys are a part of the Retrotech 100 Facebook page, jump on that. Also, if you're part of the Real Life Arcade Facebook page, please jump on that as well. As you can see, I am part of the Real Life network. I'm one of the Mavericks on Real Life Arcades network, so I really appreciate being a part of that network as well as the Retrotech 100 page. Anyway, guys, with all that being said, let's get started, shall we? Alright guys, so I'm not going to take you through the steps of opening up your Model 1. So I'm very excited to do this mod, and I'm very excited to show you guys. So this is what the underneath of your Genesis board looks like. If you want to see the top, this is what the top looks like. They really did a lot of bodge wiring. Like bodge wiring meaning that they had to bypass certain things, certain chips. As you can see, they did that a lot back in the day. This thing is definitely very old, but it still has potential. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to flip this over. Now, at the bottom here, what we need to pay attention to for the video, we're going to show you audio too, but for the video, we're going to pay attention to this. I'm going to try to bring you guys in a little bit. There we go. Right here. As you can see, this area already I used flux, because when you're soldering, you always want to use flux. So I already did that already to save us time. But where we need to be, or where we need to stick our wire at, is two places. I'm going to get my pen out so you guys can see. I'll use this instead. So, the first one, there's 3 holes here. I'm going to try to get a picture. If I can get a picture, I will pop it up and you can take a look. But there are 3 little lines here. The first one you want to get to is this one. Next is you got to ground the wire. You still need to ground your yellow wire. If not, you're going to see a lot of pixelation. You don't really want that on your screen, at least for your gameplay. So I chose this big mound that they put on here. I did not use this solder. This is done by them. I may have to use a little solder on this end here for the 3rd wire, but this one right here, I don't have to use much solder at all. Alright, so well, that all being said, here is my RCA wire. Let's see if I can bring it. Yeah, there it is. So here's my RCA wire. Nothing special, nothing fancy. I cut one end off, and I'm going to use it in the console. At the end of the wire, you'll notice there's a ground wire here, and then the yellow main wire. So pretty much they're going to look like this. That's how it's going to look like. So I'm going to preheat my soldering iron, and I'm going to take care of my first problem. Sorry. And it's right here. That's the one thing about old solder. It takes a while to heat up. It's been sitting there for a very long time. But it goes to show you the console's definitely made to last. So there you go. That's one wire soldered. The next one is going there. Now I need to get soldered. The worst part is I don't have helping hands. And literally, it's called helping hands. This is going to be fun. Let me see if I can get at least started, and then I'll try to solder it up again. No, I'm going to have to put some solder. So for this particular instance, we're going to add some solder to that joint. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to add some solder to this joint here. Remember, bring the solder to the joint. Never put it on the pen. There's no need to do that. So there you go. It's on the joint. Put that over there. And we're going to go ahead and resolder. I don't like the way that came out, so I'm going to make sure she's in there. Fantastic. That's what I like to see. So there goes our joints for the video, right? So the next one I'm going to show you, I pretty much did already. I may have to redo them again on camera, but I wanted to at least show you. So we're going to flip. I'm going to pull this back out because it's a little too far in. So we're going to flip our console over, right? Because we got to get to the other end. Believe it or not, when you plug this into your TV, there were no stereo sound. So the mono sound didn't sound so good, did it? No, not to me. So we have to get underneath this console. And I'm going to show you where stereo sound came for the Genesis, for the original Model 1. Model 2, I think they didn't have stereo sound. I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, I will notate it, guys. But Model 2, I don't think they had the stereo sound. Model 3, I think they fixed it. But in this one, they did have stereo sound, and I'm going to show you how they did it. I'm going to flip this over. And believe it or not, our stereo sound, I'm going to show you real quick, came from here. Remember this old up and down volume button here from the Model 1 Genesis? Yeah, I did too. So you would plug your headphones in here so that way you don't bother your mom or your pop while they're watching TV and they don't slap you in the head. We can tap the stereo sound from here to get us what we want. I'm going to show you how we're going to do it. When you took the system apart, this is the power, by the way. This is power, so it usually sits back in the back of the console. the main one is right here. This is where your stereo sound goes. Now, you can do it two ways. Some people tap it from the bottom here, underneath, to get the stereo sound. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make it 10 times easier for you. You're going to flip this over. And there is your right and left for your stereo sound. This is your left and your right. So I'm going to probably fix this wire, maybe off camera, so that way you guys don't have to go nuts. You know what? Let's go ahead and do it on camera. For those of you guys who are always interested in watching me do bad soldering jobs. Let's do it on camera. Okay. Again, there is no helping hands, unfortunately. And you can't pull this off. Do not pull this off your board. It's soldered onto the board. Do not pull this off. So you have to do this while on the board. So, while I believe this looks good, I know we can do better. Always use flux. I had to learn soldering the hard way without flux. So always use electronic flux. It's like glue, almost. Or pre-gluing the console. So we're going to fix this side first. Let's take a look. And this side came right off, see? So I'm going to take a look at my wiring. The wiring looks okay. Doesn't look so bad. If you get a little flux on your hand, just clean it off when you're done. It's not going to kill you. I can assure you on that. And the joint looks good enough for me to not put any more solder on it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to put it back where it was. If I need to add to solder, that's fine. But, which I'm going to need to add. That's fine. Again, I'm going to have to do this as best as I can off camera, guys. A little bit, but I'm going to try, okay? So you guys can see what I'm doing. See? It's hard to do it on camera, guys. It really is. And I'm trying to do it so you guys can see how it looks. You don't want to put too much, but I'm going to put enough so it looks good enough. There we go. And back on the camera again. I shouldn't be holding this close, but I'm used to getting burned by the iron. Do not do this. Do not do as I do. Just do where the points are. Like I said, I'm not the god of soldering here, guys. I got friends that do better than me. But it looks just as good. See? There's your solder joint there. The other one doesn't look so good, too. So I'm going to take this one off. And I'm going to fix that one, too. Let me go get it because it fell to the floor. Again, so that's how it looks. And as you can see, it's got solder. I mean, it's got some solder on there, but not a lot. Again, we're going to use that. I'm going to add some solder to this thing. There you go. It looks a lot better. Sega. Okay. So, let's take a look at how my progress went. Shut this off for now. Fantastic. So as you can see, one on one end, one on the other. So right and left, that's pretty much what it is. So for both sides, right and left. I mean, you could still use the headphone jack if you wanted to, but after this mod, I don't think you care about that too much. As far as the audio is concerned, here's the problem. So this is I'm going to show you real quick on the closest I can. This is the raise and lower volume button. This is more than likely going to control your audio to your TV now, which is perfectly fine. If you don't hear any audio, just raise that up, all the way up, and I guarantee you your audio come right out, because that's just what it comes out. So the next thing we're going to do is the sockets. How are we going to get this nasty looking wires to look nice in that case? Well, here's the next thing I'm going to show you. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, so now that I showed you how to solder it to the Genesis board, I'm going to show you how you're going to be able to put your plugs in. These are the RCA plugs I'm talking about. I'm going to bring it to the camera as much as I can. So you got one side that you plug in, the other side you plug in, and then of course it has the nut so you can turn it into the system. And the goal is to make the hole enough, you put it into the system, and you can plug the RCAs that way. So that's not so bad as far as the goal is concerned. The worst part about it is dremeling it. Now, I do the plugs. I mean, I've seen people that do these with soldering and stuff like that, and you could do that. That's not a problem. These are okay. I'm doing this for the person who can't solder or doesn't like to solder too often. They don't want to mess it up, so I'm doing it for them. So that's why it's easier. So what you do is you take a Dremel with a nice bit like this, and you just slowly but surely, you know, make the holes as much as you can. Take your time. It's not a race. Always remember, you're not racing to the finish. You're just racing. You're just putting this in and keep going. So to spare you guys the loud noise and the mundane task of watching this, I'm just gonna go ahead and fast forward it so you guys can know. Now, there you go, guys. I made my 3 holes. Now, be aware, you're working with very like plastic, as well as it's gonna burn, right? So you gotta make sure 2 things. One, that the hole's perfect. As you can see, I may have to drill a little bit more to get across this hole, but it's gonna look like something like that. That's pretty much what you're gonna be getting. And this plastic does come off. If you let it cool off, not touch it right after it's done, it will come off. See? Look at that. Boom. So, just to show you, it does do it. So, I'm going to go ahead and be right back. Alright. So, the system's not together. I'm just going to show you what it looks like. So, I'm going to pop out my case. This is the under half of the system, but this is what the plugs look like after I put them together. So it's going to look like this in the back when you plug them in, right? And this is how it looks inside. So where I showed you how you solder your plugs together, you're just going to literally plug them in. And it's thin wire, because you got to remember, this is the only thing that's holding us in place, and that's just to hold the cartridge. That's not something that's going to block you. So you're literally just going to put this in, and then, boom. You close this up like this. And that's how it looks like in the back of the console when you put it together. So it just has these nice looking silver tipped at the back, which is going to be good for like when you want to use it for your TV. So you know what? Let me put my console in here, and let's plug it to a TV and check it out. See what our hard work goes into. Alright guys, so we're back. Everything is hooked up. My system's up there. As you can see from the back, I'm going to try pushing video a little bit. My connections are on the back of that unit, and then just the power cable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it on as normal, and then we're going to take a look at the TV screen, well, the Microsoft screen that I have here. So as normal, I'm going to turn this on. The red light comes up. Get my controller, because I'm going to need to control it, right? And I'm going to bring the camera up to the screen. Thank you for Xbox donation to put a Sega game in there. So yeah, as you can see, the audio comes out, both speakers. Pixel perfect, guys. So I can see each pixel between these 2 characters. And of course, I'm playing Castlevania Bloodlines. You're probably saying, how's the gameplay? That's a good question. Let's take a look. I like Eric Lacarde. Got a better weapon than the other guy. See how beautiful that looks? So, the Sega, the 16-bit console, was able to sustain high-definition graphics, just like it said at the beginning of the first console. Pretty much, the graphics on it, it was capable of it. Now, this mod that I'm doing, excuse me, sorry, I'm gonna pause it for a second. This mod I did, it's great for the Americanized gamers that have a Sega Genesis Model 1. But those are my friends who live in Europe, Great Britain, all those. You guys have SCART TVs, and SCART automatically brings this up to the best graphics it can. For us here, we would have had to plug the TV into like a radio frequency, like a screw-in adapter, if you don't know what I'm talking about, like screw-in adapter. But I want to show you something really quick on Eric Lacarde. As you can see, right around here, you could see how many pixels that is. So this is what the graphics should have been like, and it wasn't. With this mod, it gives an idea of what the graphics is for the game console. So it works out really well. Anyway, guys, I hope this mod works for you guys. Leave some comments down below. If you have any questions or concerns, as always, you can always contact me. Thumbs up if you liked the video, and subscribe. I got more videos coming. Alright guys, I wanted to give you guys a little bonus. So this is double switch on the Sega CD. I'm going to show you my system real quick. So that's how the system is connected. With the console connected with the RCAs. Let's take a look at how it looks like on the screen. It looks cleaner than it normally would. To be completely honest with you, I'm very shocked on how the Sega CD is handling itself. Because normally, you would see such a bad type picture, right? And, okay, ABC traps. So, you would normally see a bad picture, but here, excuse me, there is no bad picture. It actually plays really well. It's not, I mean, it still looks pixelated, but that's because of graphics.
Hi, my name is Eddie. I need your help.
So it looks like my CD needs a little bit cleaning.
My
But
sister neighbor.
let's see. Oh wait, right here. Alex. Yeah.
Stay here and cover me while I check things out.
So it's not so bad. Okay. Okay. Anyway, the pixels is not so bad. It looks a lot cleaner with that mod. So overall, I recommend doing this mod to the Sega Genesis because it definitely is worth it. At least the Model 1, the high definition graphics one. So anyway, guys, thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and thumbs up the video. And leave some comments down below. Tell me what you think. Would you do this mod? Take care.